All right, Schlockmeister fans, finishing off the Leave It to Beaver series with Season 6. Let's check it out.
Leave It to Beaver.
Episode 1, Wally's Dinner Date.
Starring Barbara Billingsley.
Wally's been having dinner over at Julie Foster's quite a lot, hasn't he?
Honestly, Wally should make some gesture towards Julie. Should take her out to dinner sometime.
What?
Mom said you have to take that Julie Foster out to dinner.
I didn't say he had to. It's just that Wally has accepted the Foster's hospitality and he should do something to repay it.
Well, I was thinking that, well, maybe if you weren't doing anything, that I could take you out to dinner or something Saturday night.
Oh, what? That would be smashing.
Brother, the White Fox. My pop says that's the swankiest joint in town. You got any idea what this feed is gonna set you back?
Eddie says it's one of the richest places in town.
Yes, well, it is quite expensive. Why'd you pick it?
Well, I didn't pick it. Mom said that I should ask Julie where she wanted to go, and that's where she wanted to go.
Julie's a sensible girl. If I were you, I'd just go over there and have a talk with her and tell her that the White Fox is a little beyond my budget, and I'm sure she'd understand and choose someplace else.
None of them have seen the inside of it, but Betty heard it's just the yummiest place ever, and real romantic with candles on each table and everything.
Yeah, well...
I promised to tell them all about it, exactly what we have to eat, and I've got a new dress, and I could just hug you to pieces for asking me to go to such a wonderful place.
It'd be if I advance you $15 and you can pay me back later.
Gee, Dad, that just about saved my life.
All right. There you are.
Thanks, Dad. What? You don't have a table? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'll call earlier next time.
Fast talking guy just called you, and his name was Mater D from the White Fox.
Oh, yeah? What did he want?
Bad news. He found out he's got a table tonight.
He's got a table? Well, how come?
I don't know, Wally. Imagine he found out who he was dealing with.
I didn't know it'd be this expensive.
Oh, Ward, the most awful thing. Look, I found this in Wally's sports jacket. It's his wallet with all his money in it.
Oh, no.
Honey, you've got to drive right down to the restaurant and take it to him.
Yeah, well, wait a minute now. Embarrassing in front of his girl?
Credit is good here, sir.
My credit? Well,
Many of our patrons prefer to sign. We send the bill at the end of the month.
yeah, well...
Well, Mom came in here a while ago. She put it in your coat pocket. Well, I acted like I didn't see her.
Does Dad know she found it?
You know, Mom. What she knows, Dad knows.
Oh, now I'm beginning to see what happened.
Leave It to Beaver.
Episode 2, Beaver's Football Award.
Starring Barbara Billingsley.
Listed the names of the fellows who are going to receive letters.
Hey, and they even spelled it right.
Well, there's only one way to spell beaver.
No, sir. It says right here, Theodore Cleaver.
Beaver, this is a big day in your life.
Gee, Terry, you mean you're not gonna wear a suit or a jacket or anything?
Me? I'm going just the way I'm dressed now. Anything wrong with that? Is there?
No.
Guess not.
Why didn't you put the clothes on you were going to wear while you were at it?
Well, this is what I'm gonna wear.
Beaver, you can't go dressed like that. This is going to be a nice affair.
Well, I know, Mom, but this stuff will be okay.
Either you better have some good clothes on or a good answer.
Well, I got a good answer. Well, I'm just not gonna get dressed up.
Put on a jacket and a tie.
I'm not gonna let the other kids down.
Look, they're gonna be all dressed up too.
No, they won't.
When we get there tonight, I'm sure you'll find all of the boys wearing jackets and ties. Now, I think you should just trust your father on that.
Well, I'm sorry, Dad, but they just won't be. And I can't be the only guy who's dressed different. Then we just won't go.
You'd rather stay home.
Yes, sir.
All right, Beaver. That's the way it'll be. But just remember, it was your decision. All right. We won't miss the banquet. We'll go. But Beaver's going to go dressed just exactly like he is.
Oh, Ward, you just said how embarrassing that would be.
All right. Maybe the more embarrassing, the better. Maybe when he sees how foolish he looks, he won't pull a stunt like this again.
Hi, Bee. Hi, Gilbert. Dad?
Hi, Beaver.
Hi, Terry. I don't feel so good.
Oh?
I got a pain right here in my stomach. Can we go home?
You think we should?
I know we should.
Yeah, whatever you say.
Gee, Dad, you brought my good stuff.
Sure I did. Yeah, come on, let me help you with this. This is kind of hard to do in the dark.
Thanks, Dad.
Leave It to Beaver.
Episode 3, Wally's License.
Starring Barbara Billingsley.
Dad signed that application for my learner's permit.
You think you will?
He said he would when I was 17.
Yeah, but he said that when you were around 15, didn't he?
Well,
Well, parents promise you a lot of stuff when you're little. Well, they figure it'll keep you quiet, and you'll forget about it.
it's just an application for my learner's permit.
To drive?
Well, sure, Mom.
But Wally, you're only 17.
Well, I know, Mom. That's the legal age for driving in this state.
Yeah, Mom. Now you can have an accident. It's not even against the law.
You've got to turn the key.
Oh.
The key establishes the contact, which transmits the electrical current to the starter motor.
I know.
I know you'll do better tomorrow.
Boy, I sure hope so.
Women always make a man nervous, don't they?
I'll say. I guess it's the same way when my dad's driving and my mom's in the back seat.
I think you're both ready to apply for your licenses. But make sure that you know your vehicle code from A to Z. That's very important. If you don't do well on your written examination, you just won't get your license.
Oh, well, I went over it last night with my father, and I got everything perfect.
I'm afraid you'll have to try it again in a few weeks, Miss Fletcher.
But I didn't think I did anything wrong.
Well, that might be your trouble. You drive, but you don't pay enough attention to what you're doing. Some of your turns were much too sharp. You didn't slow down when you should, and you didn't come to full stops. We'll see how you do the next time, huh?
I passed. Congratulations.
Great, Wally.
No problems at all?
No, you did just fine.
Have you got your license?
Yeah, they give you this temporary one.
Oh, well, thank goodness that's over with.
No, he's out driving, unless he got stuck someplace.
Oh, then he got his license. I thought he would. Wally has fairly good coordination.
Yes, he gets by.
Do you mind if I wait for him?
No, not at all.
I thought of something I better do.
Yeah, what's that?
Better get another set of keys made. You know, so we'll each have a set.
It's very thoughtful of you.
Leave It to Beaver.
Episode 4, The Late Edition.
Starring Barbara Billingsley.
I'm going to be a newspaper man, and then I'm going to be a foreign correspondent, and I'm going to take pictures of wars and enlighten the world and everything.
Well, that's a far cry from wanting to be a jalopy race driver. Hello, Beaver.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
You didn't get it.
I'll say I didn't get it. I gave a job to some new kid who moved in the neighborhood. He got excused from the last period in gym because he gave the coach some big deal about his feet hurting, and then he ran all the way down there. Maybe you could call up the newspaper office and tell him the kid who got the job cheated.
What are you asking Dad to call him up for? Why don't you call him yourself?
Gee, a kid can't squeal on another kid. That's for grown-ups. Now you can call the newspaper office up and tell them what crummy service you're getting.
Beaver.
And then you can tell them you just happen to know a boy who could deliver the papers real good. Me.
Now, look, son, don't get any ideas like that. This boy is new on the route, and it's going to take him a while to learn it.
Father wants to see you.
Beaver, what's the matter with you?
Nothing, I thought you were the paper boy.
Oh, him. You gonna beat him up?
No, I'm not allowed to beat him up. I'm just allowed to wait for him. I'll talk to you.
What?
Come on.
Let go of me.
Slug him, Beaver, and we'll drag him in the house.
Are you coming or not?
Let go.
Slug him, Beaver. Hey, come on. Give it to him, Beaver. Come on. Uh-oh. Oh, no! A girl paper boy.
I'll get even with you, you mean kid.
Me getting in a fight was kind of your fault.
My fault?
Well, yes, sir. You see, you told me to bring him in here so you could talk to him, but he didn't want to talk. And Richie was there, and then next thing I knew, I was fighting with the paper boy.
It's not that way with a girl.
We got it over with.
Oh, yeah? That's what you think.
What do you mean?
Well, you know what crybabies girls are.
Oh, she didn't cry.
Yeah, they're the worst kind.
The big coward that goes around hitting girls.
Listen, I didn't know you were a girl.
You're not only a coward, you're a dumb coward. Look, I don't even want to talk to you. I want to see your father.
I don't want to upset you, but time and time again, I found the paper in the flower beds or up in the tree or in the neighbor's yard.
Well, she did. Girls can't throw as good as boys can.
Thank you, Beaver.
Delivering the papers for my brother.
What?
Right after he got the job, he got the measles. And so he wouldn't lose it. I've been delivering the papers for him. Can I go now?
Well, tell your brother he can have the measles as long as he wants, and it's okay with me.
You let me go with you, huh?
Called the newspaper office a little earlier to complain about the delivery service, and I didn't get anyone. Now Mr. Williams is calling back to see what I wanted.
That's him now?
Yeah. Now, Beaver, I'm going to leave this up to you. What do you think I should tell him?
Tell him we have a real good paper boy, Dad.
All right, Beaver, I'll tell him.
Hi, Beaver. You want to come over and see the new surfboard my brother's going to let us use when we go to the beach?
Yeah, okay. See you, Richard.
Poor Beaver. I used to know him when he was alive.
Leave It to Beaver.
Episode 5, Double Date.
Starring Barbara Billingsley.
This Carolyn Stewart moved into town.
4 days ago.
Wally's met her already?
Wally met her when they were loading the moving van.
Oh, that's what happens when you grow up, Beaver.
Yeah, I know how it is, Dad.
Mom, Dad, this is Carolyn Stewart.
How do you do?
Hello, Carolyn.
How are you, Carolyn? So nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah, that's Beaver over there.
Hello, Beaver.
Hi, my name's Theodore.
Going to the movies, aren't we?
Well, I wanted to go with you, but my parents are going out that night, and I'm supposed to stay home and babysit with my sister.
It's gonna wreck everything.
But meeting your brother just now gave me an idea.
Meeting my brother?
Yeah, if your brother could take my sister to the movies that night, the four of us could all go together.
But I don't know why a girl would want to go out with him, though.
Why, Wally? I think Beaver's cute.
No fooling? I guess I'm gonna have to take another look at that kid. Carolyn, and she's got this sister, Susan, and we thought it might be fun if we all kind of went together. And besides, if you can't take her, then my whole date's off.
You mean I take this girl's sister and we go with you guys?
If Beaver talks to that Gilbert, then he's gonna go right back to being a little squirt again and ruin everything for Saturday night.
Wally, that's not necessarily so. Now go tell your brother he's wanted on the phone.
Well, I'm sorry, Gilbert. I can't make it. I've got more important stuff to do. Yeah, well, me and Wally are going on a double date. No, not with Eddie and Lumpy. Girls.
We're liable to be walking down the street with the two girls, and Beaver might start kicking a tin can or something. She's not going? Well, how come?
I don't know. Everything was fine up until the last minute, and then she backed out.
I don't know. I guess she just changed her mind.
Boy, she can't do something like that to me. Wait till I talk to her. Boy, oh boy. Well, then how come you're not going?
I don't know exactly.
Well, you're not scared, are you?
I might be scared. Maybe someday, when we both get over being scared, maybe we'll see each other sometime.
Yeah, maybe we will. Well, so long.
So long.
Leave It to Beaver.
Episode 6, Eddie the Businessman.
Starring Barbara Billingsley.
Well, did you have any luck lining up a weekend job?
Not at all. Boy, Eddie and I must have gone to at least a dozen places.
What seems to be the trouble?
Ward, what about that man you play golf with? You know, the one that manages the Mayfield Dairy Products place?
Oh, Ted Warden? That's an idea. He has a pretty big plant. I'm glad you're here, Eddie. You are? Yeah, I talked to Mr. Warden this afternoon about a weekend job for you fellows. I think he may have something for you.
Hey, that's great, Dad. I was just telling Wally that I knew you'd come through for us, sir.
Yeah, I think I've got some good news for you. Saw Mr. Warden today, and you and Eddie must have made a good impression. He wants you to report for work first thing in the morning.
Hey, that's great, Dad. How come you're wearing that crazy outfit?
Fuck Elwood. You don't want to look like a bummer on the secretaries.
Hey, we're supposed to report to the foreman of the shipping department. I don't think we're gonna be around any secretaries.
But, sir, I have on this $40 imported jacket.
Okay, Peter Lawford, there's a smock in there if you want to wear it.
Thank you, sir. That's very considerate of you.
All right, get a move on. The customers are waiting.
Yes, sir.
Think those two new kids are gonna cramp our style?
The Cleaver boy might, but we can use the other one.
Yeah.
His type is just tailor-made for the setup.
They like Eddie at first, and they find out what a fake he is. They want to croak him.
Beaver, you know, if you can't say something nice about somebody, it's better not to say anything.
Okay. I guess we better talk about something else besides Eddie.
Let's move onward and upward to some job where we can take it easy.
How?
We butter up the foreman. Sir?
Those cartons of cup sundaes. Take 3 cases down at the end of the loading platform and put them in the trunk of that gray car.
The gray car.
Do that and then you can leave.
Yes, sir.
He's a little upset, though, by something that's going on down at the plant.
Oh?
Yeah, there's been some stealing. He's looking into it.
Stealing?
Mm-hmm. Some ice cream cartons been missing. Can't account for them. Just gave it to him like that?
Yeah, that's right. He said that he's been buttering him up and now it's paying off. You don't think the foreman's stealing those cartons, do you?
I don't know. But there's an investigation going on. If he is, he's going to be caught.
I heard what you said, but it's nothing but a bunch of noise.
Look, Eddie, I'm just telling you for your own good. Just don't touch any extra cartons for anybody.
Is this your car?
Oh, no, sir. This is the foreman's.
Excuse me, Mr. Worden. What's going on here, Haskell? I thought I told you to load that truck back there.
Yes, sir. No, sir. Don't you remember? You told me to put these cartons in your car.
My car? What are you trying to pull off here? Putting cartons in my car.
I told you not to drag any kids into this. I told you that Haskell kid was stupid.
I know, but I didn't know any kid could be that stupid.
The warden figured out that it was the foreman and his assistant who were swiping the ice cream. They were selling it to stores on the way home.
You know, would you tell your father for me that I'm a big, stupid dope?
Don't worry about it, Eddie. I think he's kind of suspected it for years.
Leave It to Beaver.
Episode 7, Tell It to Ella.
Starring Barbara Billingsley.
Your brother went to the library. It closes at 9 o'clock, and he was supposed to come right home.
He knows perfectly well he's not supposed to stay out this late on a school night.
Well, it could be a couple million reasons.
Wally, I'm not interested in hearing any reasons either from you or from him. You stayed out until 10 o'clock on a school night. Now, your last report card was nothing to brag about.
But, Dad.
So from now on, there'll be no leaving the house at all on school nights. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You mean about not leaving the house on school nights?
He just came home, hardly said hello, and went straight up to his room.
You know, I remember when you could square everything with Beaver just by buying him a red balloon.
Maybe I'll ask Dad anyway. I'd like to go to those jalopy races. It'd be just my luck if they had a real neat wreck or something and I wasn't there.
I'm sorry, Beaver, but I told you you're not to go out on school nights, and that's that.
But, Dad, Mike and Kevin can't.
I'm not concerned with Michael and Kevin. What the...
Dear Ella, on school nights, my parents won't let me go out. They say it makes my schoolwork suffer. But all my friends can go out on school nights. I think they're being unfair. What do you think?
Boy, Beaver, this is the neatest idea I've ever heard of.
Yeah. Hey, it's here. She did answer it.
Come on, let's hear it. What'd she say?
Dear prisoner, I agree with your parents. If your schoolwork is suffering, stay home on school nights and just see your friends on the weekends. Oh, Mom, is it okay if I take this part of this paper to school for current events?
Well, I guess so. I didn't think you had current events until Friday.
Oh, that's okay, Mom. I'll pick one that won't go stale by then.
At school, I ran across an interesting item at the barber shop today. It was in that newspaper column, Tell It to Ella.
Oh, I like her. What does she have to say?
Dear Ella, on school nights, my parents won't let me go out. They say it makes my schoolwork suffer.
That letter, I'd say we're not the only mean old parents who make their children stay home on school nights.
I'll get it.
Jim
My mom
Matheson.
saw your letter in the Tell It to Ella column, and now she's gonna make me stay home on school nights, and I won't be able to go to the jalopy races and stuff.
Yeah, and that goes for me, too. Because Mike's mom told my mom,
I'm the prisoner.
What's this?
In the Tell It to Ella column. I'm the guy who wrote that letter and signed it prisoner.
Hey, no kidding, Beef? You mean you wrote that? Boy, you've really got nerve.
Leave It to Beaver.
Episode 8, Bachelor at Large.
Starring Barbara Billingsley.
Haskell, he left home.
Left home?
Yeah, he wasn't getting along with his parents, so he just moved right out and got a room of his own.
At his age?
Yeah, he can afford his own place. He's got a job working after school and on weekends.
Anyway, they figure this job of Eddie's went to his head, and they hope that if he's out on his own for a while, paying his own grocery bills and rent, that maybe he'll get it all out of his system and move back home again.
Well, I don't know. I just thought maybe the novelty of living alone had worn off.
Golly, no, he's having a ball.
Yeah, that guy's really living it up. The only time he's been back home is to get clean sheets.
I got a system. I light the fire, and I put some grease in a pan, and I get a lot of smoke going. Then from all over the apartment, the girls come running to see who's gonna cook for poor little helpless Eddie.
Wally and Clarence are going over to Eddie's for dinner tomorrow night.
Over to Eddie's? Oh, Ward, I don't know. I don't like the idea of Wally getting home too late.
Oh, he won't be getting home too late, Mom. Dad gave him permission to stay overnight.
Is Eddie's father upset about something?
Yes, he is. They feel that Eddie may be weakening about coming home. They're afraid if the boys make a big fuss over him or encourage him, it might just aggravate the whole problem.
Gee, Dad, you already said I could go.
Look, I'll explain it all to you eventually. But for right now, can't you just go along with me and call it off?
Well, sure I can. If I have to.
I never saw such a housekeeper as he is. The loneliest boy I ever saw in my life.
Lonely?
What about all the girls who come rushing in to cook his dinner?
Girls? Oh, Sonny. The youngest roomer I got here outside of Eddie is Mr. Manning's, and he's 65.
Hiya, fella. This is Eddie's dog?
He went down to the pound and got him so he wouldn't be so lonesome at night.
Golly. Oh, come on, take it easy, fella.
He cries even louder at night.
And Dad won't let you.
Yeah, that's right. My mom and Dad won't let me.
Tough, Junior, tough. But Lumpy and I'll have a ball.
Well, Eddie, Lumpy can't make it either.
And what really happened?
Well, I heard that Mrs. Evans, that's Eddie's landlady, called Mrs. Haskell and told her how Eddie was getting along and said that she thought Eddie'd be much better off if he moved back home. So yesterday the Haskells went down and picked up Eddie and his dog.
Leave It to Beaver.
Episode 9, Beaver joins a record club.
Starring Barbara Billingsley.
Pretty neat, huh, Beef?
Yeah. I remember when Wally used to play stuff like this. I never liked them much then, but now I think they're terrific.
Yeah, I guess a guy has to grow up to appreciate good music.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to hear? Look, here's one. Special offer. Join now and receive 3 extra records free.
Each week we'll send you free one of the top hit records for only 87 cents. Boy, what a deal.
An allowance is supposed to show a sense of responsibility and some concept of the value of money. Maybe we better forget the whole thing. We're going to arrive at a fair figure, Beaver. I'll tell you what, you forget about that list. I'll write an amount down here. Now then, you join the record club and you budget the rest of it for whatever else you think you need.
What I got for my 87 cents? Couldn't guess. Well, I got Billy Baxter's Crying and Sighing and Dying for You, my Wild Irish Geisha, and You Drive Me Ape, You Big Gorilla. Some bargain, huh, Mom?
Some bargain.
Here, what? What about that beat, Wally?
Look, they send you stuff automatically if you don't mail the cards back telling them you don't want it.
Don't bother me, Wally. I'm sailing.
Another package, Mrs. Cleaver.
Thank you.
Don't mind that, Beaver. Hey, haven't you been sending these cards back to the record club?
No, I guess I haven't got around to it. Anyway, all the records have come so far have been really neat.
Well, you better start sending them back before it builds up on you.
I think, too. But I might have lost one before I could mail it.
Beaver, I told you if you didn't send the cards back, they'd keep sending you stuff.
Yeah, but I didn't think they'd send me $17 worth of stuff. That's a jiff, Wally.
Yeah, you sure got yourself in a mess this time.
For you, Beaver.
For me?
Yeah.
Well, once my brother got a registered letter, and the next thing they came and took his car away.
Bills included along with your weekly records have been ignored. We are extremely disappointed that you have made no effort to pay the $17.60 that is due on your account.
$17.60? Is that what you owe me?
Yeah.
$17.60. Beaver, I knew you were getting a lot of records, but how'd you manage to get yourself in a fix like this?
It was all my fault, Dad. You see, I was supposed to send these cards back, but then I got all balled up.
Suppose I write the company a letter and tell them to stop sending records and promise that you'll send them 50% of your allowance every week until you get the bill paid.
Leave It to Beaver.
Episode 10, Wally's car accident.
Starring Barbara Billingsley.
Hey, Wally, are you really gonna ask Dad at dinner if you can borrow his car?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you wait until after dessert so you won't spoil the whole meal?
Warden, want to tell the boys about our weekend?
Oh, yeah. We're going to be going out of town for a couple of days with the Haneys, fellas.
Well, it really isn't going to be that long. We're going to leave Friday and come back Saturday.
I was gonna ask you if I could borrow your car.
Well, if it's a school prom, Wally, why can't you ride with one of your friends? Eddie or Lumpy?
Well, Eddie and Lumpy are going stag in Lumpy's car, and anyway, I hate to always be sponging rides off the other guys. You gonna play golf, Dad?
Yeah, Mr. Haney and I hope to get in around.
Oh, well, I hope you have a real fine game and enjoy yourself very much.
Thanks, Wally. You don't have to go overboard, though. I already said you could have the car.
Look, Wally, we gotta give Lumpy's crate a shove. The battery's conked out.
What?
Yeah, he's right over there. All he needs is another car to give him a little push. Keep it up! Now turn, Lump! Turn!
Oh, Wally, your dad's brand new car.
The whole headlight. Boy, take it down to Al's garage and at least get an estimate. Will that hurt anything?
Oh, no, it won't hurt anything. But
Yeah. Then at least you know whether Dad's gonna be $10 mad or $100 mad.
You are, sir. It's just...
Only about $18 parts and labor.
Hey, that's not bad. Why don't you let him do it, Wally?
well, right now?
Why not?
Well, I think I should check with my father first. Well, sir, I was sort of hoping I could have it fixed today.
It's a very urgent situation, Al. You see, we boys are members of the Peace Corps. We're traveling to New York.
You see, that's my father's car and it's brand new, and last night I busted the headlight, and I'd kind of like to get it fixed before he gets home today.
Okay. I know what you're up against, son. How'd it be if I have it for you by 3 o'clock?
Oh,
Look, Wally, there's something I gotta know before your dad gets home. Are you gonna tell him about busting the headlight on his car or not? Well, are you or aren't you?
I haven't told him anything yet. How could he know?
Bet she does.
Nah, I don't think so.
Wally?
Yeah, Dad?
Wait for me in the den. I want to talk to you.
He knows. He knew I did something wrong, and I knew I did something wrong. There wasn't much to talk about. That's because I'm at the age where Dad and I understand each other.
Yeah. Well, I'm still at the age where a lot of yelling goes along with the understanding.
Leave It to Beaver.
Episode 11, Beaver the sheepdog.
Starring Barbara Billingsley.
Have you ever seen a sheepdog?
Yeah, I guess so. Well, sorta.
Well, if you aren't sure what one looks like, just take a look in a mirror. Yeah, you're right, Shirley. He does look like a sheepdog. Sheepdog, sheepdog, sheepdog.
Well, no, I don't think you look like a sheepdog. You look more like a gopher with bangs.
I'd say she take the medium.
Well, maybe you better give her the heavy-duty stuff. She's got hair kind of like a sheepdog.
Well, maybe your sister better come in herself. I mean, I wouldn't want to sell you something that was wrong for her.
Hey, Pete, what are you doing with all the hairspray?
You mind your own business, you big snoop.
Hi. Sit down, Beaver.
Well, there's something different about me. I was just wondering if you guys noticed it.
I'm sorry, Dad. I tried. I tried to hold it in. I just couldn't.
Because Will Rogers had a sense of humor. And what's more, he could laugh at himself. You see, it's when you take yourself too seriously that people get the biggest kick out of teasing you. You laugh along with them, and you take all their fun away.
You know how you work it? You insult them right back. That'll stop them.
Yeah?
Well, you're talking to an expert. I owe my success to the fine art of the insult.
Hey, ugly. Last time I saw a face like that, it was on a clock, and a cuckoo came out of it.
Never made her cry. He said she was ugly and had a face like a cuckoo clock.
Theodore, I'm surprised at you picking on a girl. Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
Yes, sir, I sure am. I never thought anything like this would happen in a million years. I apologize for calling you names and stuff when you called me a sheepdog. But if you'll cut out that kind of junk, I'll cut it out too. And I'm sorry I made you cry. Your friend, Beaver Cleaver.
Oh, I guess that's okay.
Well, I was gonna put yours truly, but I didn't want her to think I was in love with her or anything.
Leave It to Beaver.
Episode 12, Beaver, the hero.
Starring Barbara Billingsley.
Boy, you really missed it.
Missed what?
Mr. Beaver. He got to play in the last 2 minutes of the ball game, and he scored the winning touchdown.
Ford, now isn't that wonderful?
Oh, I'll say it is.
He was a big hero.
Oh, well.
Here he comes, Joyce. Hi, Beaver. Hi, Beaver.
Hi.
Hi, Donna.
If you want a drink, Beaver, go ahead.
Okay, thanks.
Come on, Beaver. Sit at the table with us. Sorry, fellas. This table's for pros only. Look, it's a picture of Beaver.
Well, it most certainly is.
Hey, look at him go up after that pass.
Isn't that a wonderful likeness?
Gee, Mom, you can hardly recognize a guy with a headgear falling down over his face.
Yeah, they missed a lot of chances.
Well, yeah, tell me one.
Okay. When you received that kickoff at the first part of the game and only ran it back 60 yards.
Well, that sounds like a pretty good run back to me.
Yeah, Dad, but if he'd have cut back into midfield, he could have ran it all the way for a touchdown.
Still telling you what's wrong with your team?
Worse than that, he's got the rerun of last Saturday's pro game on TV, and he's telling them how to play.
A few minutes ago, Whitey called up and Beaver said he couldn't see him this weekend. He was getting together with Terry and the other guys on the team.
Letting me talk to him, I could really level with him.
Well, Wally, I'm sure someone should, but I think that's my job.
But gee, Dad, you've been lecturing the Beaver for 13 years now, and he's still pretty stupid. Ever since you caught that crummy touchdown pass, you've been acting like a little wise guy.
Well, right if you got to start analyzing me. Got a license or something? Where's your couch?
Okay, you just go on being obnoxious. That's up to you.
I thought it was great. But are you making it pay off? You're a celebrity. You ought to be cashing in on it.
What do you mean, cashing in? I don't think I'm gonna go to practice today.
But the game's tomorrow. The coach let you off?
I haven't even talked to the coach.
You haven't?
No. I've been showing up all week and I know all the plays. No sense burning myself out before the game. And you guys won't have to bother coming to the game tomorrow.
What's this?
I won't be playing.
You're not gonna play.
Well, surely he'll put you in for part of the game.
No. He told me not even to bother to suit up.
Leave It to Beaver.
Episode 13, Beaver's autobiography.
Starring Barbara Billingsley.
Well, tell me you're thinking of becoming president when you grow up.
Who, me? I don't even want to be a monitor at school. I got these to see how to write this kind of junk. Because Mr. Thompson, he's our English teacher, he wants us to write an autobiography. You know, Dad, that's the whole story of your life. And I only have 2 pages. Mr. Thompson says you had to have 3 whole pages.
So write another page, you dummy. We don't have to hand it in till Wednesday.
I can. Well, after I wrote 2 pages, my whole life was used up.
I watched you in the cafeteria yesterday.
How come? Was I slurping my soup or something?
I think you're cute when you eat. You're even cute when you're not eating.
I'll bet she has enough words left over from her autobiography to finish that 3rd page for you.
Yeah. Girls always have more words than they can use. That's why they're all the time yakking so much. Wally, she can't do anything wrong.
Well, look, Beaver, suppose she forgets herself and starts writing about the first time you went to the beauty parlor or the first pair of silk stockings you ever got or something like that.
That's because he wants you to help him. But he's been going around telling everybody that they should have never let a creepy-faced zombie like you out of Bellport, because they've got enough creepy-faced girls here.
He was born in Africa, right in the middle of a jungle with a bunch of cannibals all around him.
No, he wasn't. He was born right here.
Not in the autobiography I'm gonna write for him. I'll get even with him.
Did you let me read it before you handed it in?
Did I say that, Beaver? Gosh, I'm so sorry. I guess I just must have forgot. Oh, but you don't have to worry. It's even better than the one I wrote for myself. You're sure to get an A on it.
I was born in the middle of the African jungle. My father was a famous newspaper correspondent and was writing a story about some cannibals. My mother went with him to make sure they didn't eat him alive or something like that, so that's why I was born there. When I was little...
I didn't write it.
What do you mean you didn't write it?
Well, I only had 2 pages and I needed 3. So some creepy wise guy girl said she'd fix it up for me. Well, so I'd have 3 pages.
As a matter of fact, I know the name of one of them. She came to me this morning and told me that she was responsible for your first autobiography.
She did?
Yes. And Betsy also said she didn't think it was fair for you to get an F just because she was mad at some creepy little boy.
Leave It to Beaver.
Episode 14, The Party Spoiler.
Starring Barbara Billingsley.
I don't know anything about a party.
Well, sure you do. The other night I asked you if I could have a party here sometime, and you and Dad said yes. And this Saturday night is sometime.
What was this?
Hey, Wally, I was just thinking it'd be kind of
Hey,
fun.
Beaver, will you get out of here and quit pestering me?
Well, yeah, I know, but
Look, Peter, will you? You're just bothering me.
your party sounded like a lot of fun. But if any of the girls ask me to dance, there's nothing doing.
Oh, don't worry. Nobody's gonna ask you to dance.
No?
Well, how could they? You're not gonna be there. I already told him he's not coming.
Oh, Wally, you didn't hurt his feelings, did you?
Oh, gee, no. I just told him in a nice way that I wanted him to get lost.
What to do is get some of that trick stuff they got, like that plastic ice cube with the bug in it. That you could put in the punch bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could get some slices of rubber cheese to put in the sandwiches, and some candy with soap in the middle to mix in with the real candy.
We'd appreciate it very much if you'd invite your brother.
Well, okay. Okay, I'll ask him.
Well, fine. He'll probably just come down and have some refreshments and go right back up to his room.
Mix the fake stuff in real good, Beef.
Boy, wait till those big guys bite into these soapy centers.
Yeah, I hope it's Eddie Haskell. Then when he starts foaming at the mouth, maybe they'll call the dog catcher.
I was gonna ask you if you wanted to come to the party tonight.
Were you, Wally? Were you really?
That's what I just said, isn't it?
Well, gee, I kind of got to thinking that you didn't want me around.
Oh, you're a scream lumpy.
Hey, he's not kidding. What? What's wrong?
Where'd you...
Compliments of your Prince Charming, Edward Haskell.
Thank you, sir.
So much for cruising the Congo. Let's see what else is on.
I thought I heard a scream.
The party grew up. You quit running around, Wally.
Wally, I had no idea you were so juvenile.
Where you getting all these clever ideas, Wally? You been watching Kitty's house party on TV again?
It's not Wally's fault. I'm the guy who did all this stuff.
You little creep. So you're the one who put the gags around.
That's what you feel. If you had a brother and he had a party, and everybody made a big fuss over him, well, told you to get out of the way, you'd get pretty sore too.
Yeah. Well, I suppose I would.
Wally, I'm sorry I messed up your party.
Leave It to Beaver.
Episode 15, The Mustache.
Starring Barbara Billingsley.
Have a date with Julie?
Well, no, I don't have a date with her, but she'll be there.
Well, you sound very sure of yourself.
No, I'm not sure of myself. I'm just sure she's gonna be there, that's all. Is it okay?
Sure, go ahead. She's not at home?
No, she left an hour ago on a date.
With one of her girlfriends?
No, with a boy.
Boy, this is just like one of those old Mickey Rooney pictures on TV.
Girlfriend Julie Foster has herself a new guy.
Well, how do you know?
Ronnie and Jeff said they saw them together.
Sorry, buddy boy. It's all over school. You're out, Clyde. O-U-G-H-T, out.
Hi, Wally.
Hi, Julie.
Oh, Wayne, I'd like you to meet my friends. This is Wally Cleaver, Eddie Haskell, Lumpy Rutherford, Wayne Gregory.
What do you say, man?
Just like Doris.
Oh, it gives me goosebumps.
I just adore a boy who's so adult and sophisticated.
And handsome. Julie, what about Wally Cleaver?
Well, weren't you two dating? Well, yes, we were. Oh, I don't know. Wally's a real nice boy and all, but he's sort of naive and immature.
Ever grow a mustache?
A mustache? No, I don't think I ever did, Wally. Why?
Oh, well, I was just wondering. You know something, Beav?
Yeah?
Don't be surprised if by the end of vacation you don't even recognize me. Well, how do you like it?
You're really gonna wear that to school?
Well, sure, Mom. That's why I grew it.
Hey, Wally, you better not order soup in the school cafeteria. It'll strain all the noodles out.
Oh, no!
Oh, Wally, you look so funny. It just doesn't go with your face.
Wally?
Hi, Mom.
Well, what brought that on? Maybe he's being chased by a gang who saw his mustache and think he's Hitler.
Wally?
Oh, hi, Dad.
How'd it go today, son?
Boy, not so good. You know, I think this is the longest day I've ever spent in my whole life.
Wally, did you really grow that mustache just for me?
Yeah, I guess I sort of did.
I think that's the nicest, sweetest thing I ever heard of.
Gee, no fooling.
Mm-hmm. But Wally, please don't ever do it again.
Leave it to Beaver.
Episode 16, Wally buys a car.
Starring Barbara Billingsley.
Well, what seems to be the problem, anyway? Well, I've got to get my father's permission to buy it.
Well, I feel for you, kid. I know what I went through to get my father's permission.
Wally, what do you have in the other column?
Well, that's one of the problems. See, I haven't been able to think of a single reason why I shouldn't have a car.
Just wait till you talk to Dad. He'll think of a million reasons.
Dad, I put a deposit down on a car today.
You did what?
Wally, you're not really thinking of buying a car.
Well, sure. I've got my own license now, and I can't be borrowing your car all the time.
You can spend the money on a car if you like.
Oh, gee, Dad, that'd be great.
Boy, Wally, I never thought you'd get from geometry to Dad saying yes in such a hurry. What's wrong, Wally?
Insurance. You know, it's going to cost me almost as much as the car just for 1 year.
Well, Wally, I know this is a big undertaking, and I've talked it over with your mother. And I'm willing to help you with the insurance and the license under certain conditions.
Bit of trouble with it. Well, there just isn't a better car on the road.
I see. May I ask why you're selling it?
Oh, well, I'm buying another car.
Oh. Seems sort of a shame to give up the best car on the road.
Boy, Dad, how do you know so much about buying a car?
Oh, well, you know, they did have cars when I was a boy.
Used cars?
Yes?
Plenty wrong with this car. Needs new paint, new upholstery, and the radio doesn't work.
Well, I'll tell you something. The thing I care most about is the safety of the car.
I know exactly what you mean, Mr. Cleaver. Got a son myself, and he's about this boy's age. You drive this car for a week, and if you find something wrong, you bring it back and exchange it for anything else you like on the lot.
I thought I'd wash the car.
Oh, well, Wally, I don't know whether you're going to have time. Remember, we're all going out to dinner tonight.
Oh, I know. That's what I meant. I mean, well, why couldn't we all go out to dinner in my car?
My. And I thought
thought Mr. Cleaver was doing so well with that company.
I know for $180 you can't get the greatest car in the world, but boy, I sure appreciate it.
Well, thank you. That's fine, Wally.
And well, if you hadn't gone along with me, I could have really been taken. It really meant a lot to me.
Well, it means a lot to me to have you say that.
Leave It to Beaver.
Episode 17, The Parking Attendants.
Starring Barbara Billingsley.
Got what, poison ivy?
No, a job parking cars. What's all this? Well, you know the Langley's daughter over on Stevens Street?
Oh, I hear she's getting married this week.
You mean she finally hooked a guy?
I got a job for you guys next Saturday afternoon, parking cars over at the Langley's. They're having a wedding reception.
That's on account of their daughters finally getting married.
And what does it pay? $15. We each make $5.
Can't do it.
Why not?
My license is suspended.
Again?
I thought you told me your pop had a pull with the judge. Deal is, we split the $15. We each get to keep the tips we get.
You know, I wouldn't count on too many tips.
They'll tip.
What makes you so sure, Eddie?
Because we'll stand there with our hands out and embarrass them. Look, Wally, this is for the bird. Why don't we just point and let them park them themselves?
None of that, Eddie.
But with the way people are showing up, we're gonna have to park the car 4 blocks away. I'm walking the soles right off my Italian shoes. Down at the police station.
The police station? Well, how come it's down there?
It's gotta be down there. I parked it in this spot and I didn't notice the sign. Private parking. All other cars will be towed away.
Well, Daddy, the police department just called and they said they have your car down there.
The police station? What's it doing there?
Well, they said something about it being parked where it shouldn't have been parked, so they towed it away.
What?
Under the circumstances, I think we shouldn't take the money.
Not take the money? Oh, Wally mistakes happen. I don't blame you. You worked hard for this money.
Well, I know, but well, it's going to cost Mr. Rutherford to get his car out of Hawk and out of the police garage, and well, I think you ought to give him the money.
It's a very fine attitude, Wally.
Wally worked hard this afternoon, and then he gave back all the money he earned. On top of that, he had to deal with Eddie Haskell. Somehow, I just have the feeling that he's learned enough about responsibility for one day.
Leave It to Beaver.
Episode 18, More Blessed to Give.
Starring Barbara Billingsley.
Boy,
Are you in love with her, Beaver?
I don't know. Maybe.
Gee, you did it! You got the $20 gold locket!
Now, Sonny, what will you do with a girl's locket? Would you rather have this nice, genuine Mickey Mantle ashtray?
Don't take it, Beaver. The locket's worth $20.
$3 for it.
$3 whole dollars?
Sure. You don't give things like this to people in the family. Lockets are made to give to dolls. Here you go, Junior.
Okay,
No, Beaver, don't do it.
You stay out of this hydrant head.
Here's Donna's picture, and here's mine. Now to put them in the locket.
Why, Beaver? I didn't know you were such a swinger.
Neither did I. Do you like me?
Sure.
Oh, no fooling?
Sure. Mrs. Redmond says we have to like our classmates or she'll fail us in citizenship.
You a lot. And I want to give you a present here.
Oh, Beaver, it's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Have kids in the 8th grade flipping over girls. They might have to kick you out of school. And what about the girls' parents? Why, if they see the present, they'll go through the roof.
You think so?
Well, sure. A kid like you isn't supposed to go running around like Frank Sinatra.
But this is 14 karat gold.
Really?
Yes, really. I didn't give you anything this good till after we'd been married for 5 years. Donna, you're not going to keep this.
Oh, Daddy.
Hello, Mrs. Cleaver.
Hello.
Package for Mr. Theodore Cleaver.
Beaver?
And it's insured. Sign right here, please.
All right.
Yes. You and Eddie tried to tell me I was in trouble with Donna for giving her the locket. Just wait till you see what she sent me.
Oh, yeah? What did she send you?
My locket back.
This is an expensive gift. It's 14 karat gold.
Say, she has gone a little overboard.
She's gone way overboard. Look at the way she's looking at him.
Dad's over at the Jaegers right now, talking to Donna's father.
Well, how come he's talking to him?
Well, because Mom and Dad are all shook up because they think Donna gave you the locket instead of you giving Donna the locket.
Ward, Donna didn't give him the locket in the first place. He gave it to her.
Beaver gave it to her?
That's right. He gave her the present and I mailed it back for her.
Here.
Thank you. Oh, Beaver, how pretty.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to throw it away. Well, so I'm giving it to you.
Thank you, Beaver.
Leave it to Beaver.
Episode 19, Beaver's Good Deed.
Starring Barbara Billingsley.
It's Beaver. He promised to babysit with her son Benji tonight, and at the last minute he just backs out.
Well, did you speak to Beaver about it?
Yes, and he said he and Gilbert are going to the show.
Yes, ma'am, I see. Yes, ma'am. Goodbye.
What's the matter?
Well, she already got somebody else. And she's not even gonna use me anymore.
Come over asking for me. Tell him I'm over at Lumpy's, okay?
What do you think I am? Your man Higgins? Leave a note at the door.
Well, look, wise guy. It's not gonna hurt you just to tell him.
Gilbert's coming over. We might be busy.
Golly, a bum.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Is the good lady of the house at home?
No, sir. The good lady's out. There's nobody here but us gentlemen.
What are you gonna do now? You shouldn't have let him in.
I know. But it's not gonna hurt to give him a glass of water and something to eat.
Dad'll be mad at you.
Yeah, but he'll be mad if I'm not nice to people.
And back soon?
No, they went to the country club. They won't be back for a couple hours.
I wonder, would you mind if I just washed up a bit?
Get a whole bath.
Mr. Jeff, is everything all right?
Yes, everything is wonderful.
It's a man singing.
Where?
Up in Mom and Dad's bathtub.
What's a man doing in Mom and Dad's bathtub?
Well, he's not exactly a man. He's a tramp.
Tramp? Beaver, have you flipped?
He's gone.
Oh, that's good. I guess he must have walked out while we were cleaning up.
Yeah, well, I'm sort of glad he's gone. But I would have sure liked to say goodbye to him. I guess after taking a bath and getting all washed up, he decided to... He didn't even have a suitcase.
Uh-oh. He didn't bring any clothes with him, and that means that the clothes he's got on he must have stolen from...
Don't say it, Wally.
Look, Beaver, we've been driving around long enough. You go that way, and I'll go this way. We'll meet back here at the car, okay?
Okay, Wally.
Hey, look, if you see the guy, call a cop or something.
He must have left us a note. Thank you for everything, Jeff.
Who's Jeff?
I was just going to ask you.
Oh, must be some friend Beaver's picked up along the way. Wet towels? Walls all steamed up?
You don't suppose Beaver could have taken a bath in our bathroom, do you?
On a Saturday? In the daytime? Never, not in anybody's bathroom.
Well, that's when we found out he took your suit and stuff.
I see. Well, Beaver, you know you should never let a stranger in the house under any circumstances. You can't tell what might happen, and I never want you to do it again. Dear Mr. Cleaver, my apologies for taking your things, but after that wonderful bath, I just couldn't bear to get into those old rags again. With your borrowed clothes, I was able to get a job, and I'm doing fine, thanks to a wonderful little friend. I'll send you $5 a week until you're paid back.
Leave It to Beaver.
Episode 20, Credit Card.
Starring Barbara Billingsley.
Grant Avenue, Mayfield. It's just like having a key to Fort Knox.
How come a big oil company trusts a creep like you?
Pull, Charlie, pull. Knowing the right people.
Because a credit card is too big a responsibility for a boy your age.
Gosh, Eddie Haskell's got one. And he's got his own dinner jacket, and his own phone in his room, and boy, that Eddie's ahead of me in everything.
Great. And he's the guy that insisted we take his car. You want the battery?
Well, sure I do, but...
would you put the battery in for the lad, sir?
Eddie, what are you talking about?
You forgot about this little gem. I have a credit card for your establishment, sir. I bought Wallace a new battery with my credit card.
Oh, Wally, I don't like this.
Well, gee, Dad, I was on the spot.
Well, how are you going to pay Eddie back?
Out of the money I was saving up for my seat covers. Come on, Eddie.
But isn't that the money Wally gave to you to give to your father for the battery you charged?
So what? I got plenty of time to come up with a dough before the bill comes in from the oil company.
I warned that boy just to use his credit card for gas and oil, and here he's gone and bought a $15 battery.
He has a new battery. I can't understand why he had to push his car to get it started this morning.
I can determine that new battery was never installed in my son's car.
That's right, sir. I remember there were 2 other boys with your son. The battery went to a car owned by one of them. Your son signed for it, though.
I see. Could you tell me what the car looked like?
George, Wally gave Eddie the $15 for the battery the same day he got it. Well, Eddie was supposed to reimburse you.
Ward, nobody has reimbursed me with anything. Did you actually see Wally give Eddie the money?
Did you pay Eddie the $15 for your battery?
Well, sure I paid him.
Well, he didn't give the money to his father, because his father just called up Dad, and now everybody's sore.
You mean Eddie never paid his father?
No, and Dad's so mad at you, he was even yelling at me.
Don't get so excited. I'll hustle up the money by the time the bill shows up.
You're too late. It already showed up today.
It showed up today?
Yeah, your dad just got through talking to my dad. Eddie the $15 as soon as we got back from Lynbrook. He just didn't give it to his father.
Oh, I figured that. But I just want you to call Mr. Haskell and tell him exactly what happened.
Well, gee, Dad, would it be okay if we waited a little while? I kind of promised Eddie I'd give him till 7 o'clock tonight to pay his father back.
Knew that Fred Cousins was looking for a new tire, so he went out and got one on his credit card for $25 and sold it to Fred for $15. Then he gave the $15 to his dad, and now you're off the hook and Eddie's in the clear.
Apologize. I hope that the little matter of the credit card hasn't embarrassed Wally or in any way caused your family any inconvenience.
Well, Eddie, it did cause quite a lot of trouble for everyone, but mostly for yourself.
Yes, sir. My father made that very clear to me.